see the sky, we see the land, we see the water, and we wonder, are we the only ones? Long before we came to exist, the humans ruled the earth. They made marvelous things and moved whole mountains. They knew the secret of flight, the secret of happiness, and other secrets beyond our imagining. The humans also knew the secret of life, and they used it to give us the four great gifts: thinking minds, feeling hearts, speaking mouths, and reaching hands. We are their children. They taught us how to use our hands and how to speak. They showed us the joy of using our minds. They loved us, and when we were ready, they surely would have given us the secret of happiness. And now we see the sky, the land, and the water that we are heirs to, and we wonder, why did they leave? Do they live still in the stars, in the ocean depths, in the wind? We wonder, was their fate good or evil? And will we also share the same fate one day?
I've always been fascinated with anthropomorphic animals, yes, furries, and this game explores them as a genetically engineered successor to the human race. The music is jaunty and the graphics are bright and cartoony, but there is a sharp, bitingly black commentary just beneath the surface. When Inherit the Earth begins, the human race has long since died out, and various clues suggest that it was the result of an airborne biological weapon. The humanoid animals now live at a medieval level with feudalistic values. They worship the humans as gods in their folklore and believe the humans knew the secret of happiness and left Earth just before imparting that important piece of knowledge. The innocent, wide-eyed naivete of the animals becomes ominous and haunting as little pieces of human history are uncovered, and the trio of heroes, a fox, a boar, and an elk, are forced to travel outside of the wilderness where the animals live and into the long-abandoned wreckage of human civilization, their innocent minds unable to grasp the magnitude of what they have found. It truly gives a sinister meaning to the phrase, "and the meek shall inherit the earth." The storyline is built around the search for a missing orb, itself a relic of human technology that predicts the weather patterns, but that is only the surface of the game's deeper implications. Truly, the game is an invitation to contemplate the nature of godhood and what it means to be worshipped completely by your own creation while you have full knowledge of the numerous follies of your own species. From the very beginning of the game, this haunting element, one so rarely explored in gaming in this manner, hovers like a mist over the storyline, making all of the game's different moods seem diluted by a film of dramatic irony that makes the sweet seem bittersweet, the innocent seem tragic, and the romantic seem cynical. Although your playable character Riff the Fox can't die as such, a larger, deeper feeling of mortality looms throughout the game, so much so that I truly felt as though I was watching this game at a distance from the vantage of a completely removed spectator. Where most games strive to immerse the player in the experience, Inherit the Earth maintains a stark distance, creating a quietly unnerving effect. One element that merits considerable discussion is the social characteristics embodied by the various species of animals. The elk represent a strongly militant, authoritarian tribe, but one that seems to be predicated on a great deal of honor and integrity. They're best summarized by the line from Full Metal Jacket, "You will not like me, but you will respect me."
Attention, everyone. By authority of the Forest King, I hereby declare this fair officially closed.
What is the meaning of this?
The Orb of Storms has been stolen from its resting place.
The Orb of Storms. This is most distressing.
Until the orb has been returned, everyone is confined to their homes while a full investigation is conducted.
The boars, on the other hand, are similarly militant, but in a manner that is vulgar, hedonistic, and without the refined sense of honor embodied in the elk.
Confined? Boars cannot be confined. We go where we want. We do what we want.
Including perhaps stealing the Orb of Storms?
Boars do not steal. Why would we steal it?
The orb predicts storms. Storms bring rain. Rain brings mud. And who likes mud better than anything? Boars.
Bah! If we had wanted the orb, we would have just walked in boldly and taken it. No, elk, we are not thieves. We do not sneak around and steal like the fox.
The fox tribe is predictably regarded as consisting of con artists and thieves, leading the two groups to initially suspect Riff, the playable character.
Hey!
Quiet. Or is there something you'd like to tell us?
Just that foxes don't always steal. Some of us have never stolen anything.
Confess, Fox. Tell us where you were last evening just before sundown.
I camped in the woods overnight on my way here.
And I suppose someone saw you and can confirm this?
I can. I was with him the whole time.
Ha! First one fox lies, and then the other fox does, by saying the first one was telling the truth. We boars want the orb returned. As much as I hate to admit, there is truth in what the elk captain has said. Without the orb, we will not know when the rains will come. We will not know when to prepare the mud baths. All this makes the boars very mad. We want answers now. And morphs without answers will get hurt.
Are you threatening us?
Boars will hurt. Boars will hurt all. Boars want the orb back now!
Very well, Captain.
Interestingly, it is for the sake of dispelling a stereotype that Riff speaks up and becomes the focal point of the investigation, but the game's treatment of the moneylender, a mole, is curious.
Good day to you. Friend Mole, I was wondering,
if I can exchange your currency, what would be your pleasure?
We have very little money. Can you help us?
That depends on what you have of value. Nothing.
Except my silver medallion.
Ah, silver. I'll give you 20 credits for it.
My medallion is not for sale.
20 credits is the best I can do. Take it or leave it.
You don't understand. A friend once told me that I should be proud of this medallion. It is for her that I wear it.
Very well, my sentimental young friend.
I have decided to take you up on your offer.
And what offer is that?
You offered to buy my medallion.
But you said you weren't going to sell it for the sake of your girlfriend.
It is for her sake that I now sell it.
May I see the medallion?
Indeed you may. It is pure silver.
So I see. Very nice, indeed. I will give you 15 credits for it.
15 credits? You said you would give me 20 when I asked before.
That was before. It has gone from a seller's market to a buyer's market. 15 is my final offer. Take it or leave it.
Why, you...
Keep him away from me, or you shall get nothing.
Patience, friend Doc. We cannot harm him.
In a way, he could be likened to the stereotype of the miserly Jew, but his accent is very waspy and British-sounding. It doesn't betray the character in the slightest, and as such, I tip my hat to the designers who were able to create a character that summons all of the disgust we'd feel towards the sleazy money changer that profits off a distressed sale without invoking these negative portrayals as being of a specific people. Your companions, Ak and Ia, are both so wonderfully opposite one another in demeanor, values, and personality that their dialogue with Riff is often filled with sly humor that makes for some truly amusing exchanges.
Wow! Look at the size of those knockers.
Indeed. Let us hope those inside are responsive to our inquiries.
I don't care as long as they answer our questions.
I have an idea to distract him. Play along. We'd like to make an appointment.
Very well, then. What is your name again?
My name is Riff of the Fox Tribe.
Riff of the Fox Tribe. And you are?
This is Who Are You of the Boar Tribe. And Yasser I Am of the Elk Tribe.
You are who?
No, Yasser I am.
No, who are you?
That's me.
You? Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm the doorkeeper. Who are you?
Rabbits are shown to be living a serene monastic lifestyle. This was odd to me because I've always thought of rabbits as being skittish and high-strung, given that they're prey animals. There are other such apparent inconsistencies, but it occurs to me that these are characters which are not just embodying existing animal species, but also the capacity for human cognition. Thus, a humanoid rabbit might resolve its vulnerable nature by living in an enclosure for protection and focusing on raising vegetation. What's refreshing throughout the game, however, is that there are time and again examples of each species that don't fall into the stereotypes associated with the tribe as a whole. Tycho Northpaw, for example, is a wise and erudite academic sort, while most of the other dogs, all the way up to Prince, their ruler, live a life of irresponsible pleasure. I like that time and again the game focused on the outliers that don't fit into their ascribed norm. On a side note, the dog's armor is derived from that of Spanish conquistadors, although I don't grasp the symbolism, if any. The only negative is that the game was the first of a proposed series that never materialized. Inherit the Earth 2 has been in development hell for almost 2 decades, and a few years ago I was actually corresponding with Wormkeep about doing the soundtrack for the sequel, but developmental constraints kept it from getting to that point. One small consolation is the Inherit the Earth webcomic, which advances certain elements of the story. One recommendation I can certainly give is that the game is now available on iPhone, iPad, and other mobile touch devices. At 99 cents, it's well worth the money. Nevertheless, all is not lost. Wormkeep is about to launch a crowdfunding campaign for Inherit the Earth 2, Sand and Shadow. The Kickstarter campaign begins July 16th, and I'm hoping this video will score me some much-needed brownie points when I reapply to do the soundtrack. To say this is a project worth getting behind is a heinous understatement. If there remains any hesitation in your mind, get a hold of the original Inherit the Earth and you'll know why this is such an exciting and worthwhile endeavor. So come on, let's make this much-needed sequel finally happen and prove that Kickstarter is still good for something besides financing bowls of potato salad.